Working for you. Fox 2 News at 6 starts now.
Hilary Golston. Two suspects ran from police and crashed into a school bus, and now they're in the hospital. This all happened Friday night on the west side of Detroit, but it's what police say they found inside one of those vehicles that's even more troubling. Fox 2's Dave Kinchin explains what happened.
It's just a precinct investigation that the officers were on. We were just looking to get some bad people off the street.
But no one expected an attempted getaway turned crash into a school bus for that to happen. And with loads of drugs and cash inside the suspect vehicle, plus a firearm. But let's go back to how it began early Friday evening.
We had officers in the area doing an investigation at Meadows Hall in Fullerton.
It's where cops saw the people they were originally looking for related to an undisclosed investigation exit a house. When they got into their ride, police say they ran head-on into a scout car. Only thing is, the bad guys allegedly kept trying to get away with another group of officers catching wind.
Then they made it up here to this area of Fullerton and Myers, where the suspect vehicle subsequently hit a school bus that was occupied by 3 teenagers.
Police say that bus hit another car and came to a stop with the suspects taking off on foot. A witness shot this cell phone footage of an apparent arrest taking place, and cops say they did catch up with the suspects, thus getting
some bad people off the street.
And we're told 2 suspects were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. Dave Kinchin, Fox 2 News.
A Clinton Township man has learned his fate. He's been convicted in a child pornography case. 35-year-old Stephen Gentry will spend the next 40 years in prison for distributing images of sexually abusive photos and videos of children that he created online. Gentry pleaded guilty back in February for sexual exploitation of kids. Investigators also found that he was a registered sex offender convicted on several other child-related cases. Now, during his sentencing on Thursday, the judge also ordered a lifetime of supervision once he gets out. A Redford Township man allegedly responsible for a shooting outside the Orchid Theater in Ferndale has now been charged. 29-year-old Coriante Hammonds is charged with assault with intent to murder and weapons charges. Police say Hammonds shot another man in the groin outside the club last month. Now, the victim has been released from the hospital. Hammonds was given a $500,000 cash bond. A third suspect wanted in connection to a deadly shooting in Clawson has now been arrested. This shooting happened at a home on 14 Mile in Renshaw Thursday night. Now, during their search for 20-year-old Talaj Clark Spencer, officers surrounded a home on Butternut Avenue, but no one was inside. 2 other suspects were arrested Friday morning.
Dear Lord, today I will be using my platform to pray.
He has so many people in this city that are pulling for him, that are rooting for him, and that look up to Skilla Baby.
Detroit rapper Skilla Baby is recovering. He was shot 3 times Thursday night in Redford. Police are still searching for the suspected shooter. They say the rapper, whose real name is Trayvon Gardner, was on 8 Mile near Beach Daily when a dark-colored SUV pulled up next to him, firing more than 20 rounds. We're told the rapper is expected to be okay. Now, some tough news for fans excited about an upcoming concert from Billy Joel. The Piano Man was scheduled to perform at Ford Field this November, along with Stevie Nicks, but his team announced he's canceling his tour. Now, we're also told that Joel was recently diagnosed with a brain disorder that impairs his hearing, vision, and balance. His team says he's undergoing physical therapy and looks forward to one day taking the stage again. Tickets to his canceled concerts will automatically be refunded. 4 suspects from Metro Detroit are facing charges accused in a $63 million scheme involving checks allegedly stolen from the mail. The U.S. attorney says 31-year-old Jashwan Williams, 30-year-old Daquan Foreman, and 39-year-old Vanessa Hargrove, and 31-year-old Crystal Jenkins have all been charged with conspiracy related to bank and wire fraud. Investigators say Hargrove and Jenkins were U.S. Postal Service employees who allegedly diverted and stole checks from the mail. They're accused of giving the stolen checks to Williams and Foreman for payment, who then allegedly offered them for sale online. If convicted, the defendants face up to 30 years in prison. All right, certainly a lot going on downtown tonight, and there are 4 Tigers games between today and Monday. Global superstar of the weekend is set to perform 2 concerts at Ford Field. And it's the kickoff of the 2025 Movement Music Festival. That's where we find Fox 2's Camille and Mary. Camille, looks like I see a little bit of activity behind you now.
Yeah, I mean, the movement is in full force this weekend, and let me tell you, we have seen so many people who are just next level as far as the costumes go. Take a look at some video. Everybody inside Hart Plaza, of course, jamming out to the music. Of course, it is a thing. Techno has been, Detroit's considered the birthplace of techno, really. And this festival has been going on since 2000. Of course, they took a break during COVID, but then it came back bigger and better than ever. The interesting thing that we're seeing today and that we actually saw last year too, is that we're seeing more families and more kids. And that's an interesting turn because typically we don't see young children, but they're now getting introduced to techno and they're liking it.
Outstanding. We haven't been since 2022, so we're just so happy to be back. Everybody's in such a good mood. There's little kids in there dancing their hearts out. It's beautiful.
It's the culture of people that come. Freedom to express yourself with music, different art, different styles. Beautiful people come here all the time. It's amazing.
It was my first music festival that I ever went to, and I went with like a bunch of rich friends and whatnot. And it was such a good time. Yeah. But ever since, oh yeah, I saw break dancers and I was like, this is for me for sure.
That was back in 2008. He was just 18 years old. He said, as you heard, he's been hooked ever since. Hasn't been back since 2022. So he and his wife from the western part of the state really excited to be here today. And let me tell you, the other story, Hillary, is the weather. Every year when I cover this, it's always so hot and humid. And today, this whole weekend, it's in the 60s, it's breezy, people are wearing their coats. Definitely a different feel out here as far as the weather goes. Reporting live from downtown, Camille and Mary, Fox 2 News.
Yeah, certainly the weather can make a difference. Anything else you're noticing that's a little bit different this time around?
You know, every year we see the costumes and they always, every year it seems they get more outrageous. Some of them, of course, not suitable for camera that we can show. But again, the weather playing a different factor in it because people can't dress as scantily clad as they may if it were 80, 85 degrees like it was last year. Yeah. Back to you.
Very, very fair point. Thanks, Camille and Mary, live for us tonight. All right, let's talk about this. The Indy 500 is tomorrow, and right here on Fox 2, it's airing. Our own Stephanie Mead is there for all the excitement and has more from all the weekend fun.
We're here at the Indy 500 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and we have talked to fans from all over the country and also all over the world who are getting revved up for the Indy 500 tomorrow. Is this your first time at the Indianapolis 500?
It's my fourth in the past 5 years.
How excited are you guys to be here this year?
Oh, we're hyped. We're loving it. Being a part of this atmosphere and knowing that I get to experience this with my son is really special.
A weekend for family and friends at the largest speedway in the USA.
Let's come to a culmination where we have a sold-out crowd tomorrow for the race. 333,000 people will be here for this event, which is what 5 or 6 Super Bowls, really, if you think about it.
Drawing fans from around the world.
Just seeing an iconic racetrack in its entirety is amazing. It's surreal. It's an unbelievable feeling.
That's really the first time for me in USA and the biggest race in the world.
Can you please say Detroit for us?
Detroit.
How many Indy 500 races have you been to?
I've been coming here since 2006, since I was 3 years old.
This is actually a dream. I want to compete here one day.
You want to be an IndyCar driver?
Yes.
You know, this series is on a huge growth pattern right now. Our viewership is up this year over year, when so many sports are down. But we're up. There's one big reason for it, too, and that's Fox. Getting Fox behind us to have every single one of our races on Fox Network TV is amazing.
Today, Legends Day, a time for fans to interact with their favorite drivers.
Just meeting the drivers and just seeing those cars go 240 miles an hour.
Like he said, but the competition mostly, I mean, this is
there's nothing like it.
It's a historic place, you know, it doesn't get better than this.
Once race day is wrapped up here in Indianapolis, it's only a week before IndyCar heads north to the Motor City.
200,000 people showed up at the Long Beach Grand Prix. Record crowds here also we're going to see in Indy. I expect the same thing in Detroit. Remember, Detroit, the #1 mission we had was to make it inclusive. Belle Isle was not inclusive. It was more exclusive. What I mean by inclusive is half the racetrack is open to the fans for free. So yeah, you can purchase a grandstand ticket, get into the paddock area, the garage area, but also you can come down and watch the race for free. What other sport in the country or in Detroit can you do that? There's not many.
A lot of good energy here and a lot of fun memories being made by a lot of first-timers and a lot of folks that do repeat coming to the Indianapolis 500. It is officially sold out. 330,000 people are going to be in these grandstands tomorrow. Now, hopefully, we can bring that same energy to Detroit for the Detroit Grand Prix. In Indianapolis, I'm Stephanie Meade, Fox 2 News.
Memorial Day weekend is the unofficial start of summer. AAA is reporting over 45 million people will be traveling on the road or in the sky. That's up from last year. Even gas prices are at their lowest. The TSA, which expects to screen around 18 million people, is reminding travelers of the new Real ID rules, and they're suggesting arrive early just in case you run into some delays. Well, let's talk about the smoky flavor of barbecue. You can probably smell it all the way from Novi because all holiday weekend long, the second annual Novi BBQ Festival is happening. Pitmasters from around the country are grilling and smoking meats. Fox 2's Scott Wolchek decided to take on some ribs straight out of Texas.
Barbecue, brisket, and bourbon. What else could you ask for?
Just come on down, get some of the South in your mouth.
Get ready for a smoky showdown. It's the Novi BBQ Fest.
It's Memorial Day weekend, right? You come out, you get some booze, you listen to some music, you get some good Southern barbecue, and I mean, going to be good to go for the rest of the summer.
The 4-day festival taking place all holiday weekend. Novi's Fountain Walk loaded with Southern flavors from pitmasters who traveled across the country to be here, grilling up smoked sausage, chicken, brisket, and the king of it all, ribs. And yes, people can vote on whose cuisine reigns supreme.
It's competition, it's a brotherhood. You know, we chase each other. This week I'm winning, next week he's winning. So, you know, everybody's stuff's good. Mine's great, but you know.
Those are fighting words, and here, flavor is everything. Last year's winner, Dietz Barbecue from Toledo.
So these are St. Louis style cut ribs. We do a dry rub on them, smoke them over a little bit of red oak. They're smoked for between 4 and 5 hours, then we char them up on the grill with a little barbecue sauce.
And of course, your sauce has gotta be homemade. Cowboys Barbecue from Fort Worth, Texas, travels the country saying their food's always delicious, never suspicious.
And they say the sauce is the boss. I'm a sauce girl. Not everybody's a sauce girl. So we got our good Southern Rio Grande rub that we put on there. We cook them low and slow.
And then they caramelize them with their special sauce. Oh yeah. But at the end of the day, it's not just about who's best, but sharing a love of food.
We came here to really spread the love of the Southern barbecue and put it in the people's hearts of Michigan.
So if you're hungry, you know where to go.
It's always going down when Cowboys comes to town.
In Novi, Scott Wolchek, Fox 2 News.
Are here in support of the initiative, bringing everyone together, securing our neighborhood, making it a better place for everyone.
All right, the Soul Harvest Ministries and North Point Block Association are teaming up to enhance neighborhoods in Highland Park. The fun-filled Cleanup and Beautification Day is a family-friendly event offering free resources to people who live there, including free flowers, a bouncy house, food and music for a festive atmosphere. Lots of fun there. All right, we want to thank you for joining us. We'll be back here a little later tonight. Have a great evening.